as a tribe, we have improved. But when it comes to our children and our culture and our ability to teach our culture and our traditions, because we are assimilating into the Western world or America, some of our values have gotten lost. It's a big step for us to have an actual educational facility here on the actual reservation. I didn't have that as a kid, so it's exciting for our kids to have it.
The good morning train is coming, how are you? Choo-choo! The good morning train is coming, how are you? Choo-choo! The good morning train is coming, how are you? Choo-choo! The good morning train is coming, the good morning train is coming, the good morning train is coming, how are you? Choo-choo! Is this Siwampy? No. Is this Oshkoshki? Yes. Yes. Is Musqueam? Yes. Musqueam. The Shinnecock language has not been spoken fluently for over 100 years. And there have been a few words that have continued till this day that some families remember being spoken in the homes. But now we have to expand that language, and we're ready to learn more and to grow it so that we can maybe in the next few generations have a fluent speaker.
So what makes Shinnecock different from the more familiar languages? These were the Indians who were first met by Europeans when the Europeans arrived, mainly English people arrived. And so they were the first to lose their language. The process just started earlier. There would have been no incentive for an Indian who spoke the language to admit to outsiders that they could speak the language, because throughout the United States and other places too, people were punished for speaking the language.
I believe I carry the same emotions that my ancestors carried. I feel angry about it. The reservation on the Shinnecock Bay is called the Neck. And we got pushed onto the Neck in 1859 and face south, goes into Dune Road, and across from these houses over here is the Atlantic Ocean. We keep our land very pristine, and all of this is preserved, so nobody's supposed to build in this area, which is really nice for the people who live on Dune Road, because when they look across the bay, they see the reservation and they see it still in its natural habitat, its natural state. When we look across to the ocean side, we get to see all of their multi-million-dollar houses, and that's how you know it's not the reservation any longer. We don't know anything about living in mansions. We don't have that experience. That's not our background. Well, let's put it this way. We've cleaned quite a few of them over the years. We've worked for people who've lived in them or who live in them. I feel a tremendous amount of pride. I feel a tremendous amount of pride that we as a people still exist.
We're going to play this game, but we're going to practice our numbers in Shinnecock. We're going to count. So these are going to be the middle of the flower, and then we have some petals. And we're going to count the number of petals for the flower. So we're going to count these petals. Ready? We can practice blowing later, okay? I have another game for us with blowing. Cut. Knees. Niche. The way that we teach our language in the classes is all oral based. The Shinnecock have never had a written language. Of course, we've had symbols and pictographs, but the language itself has never been written down. We've always passed on our stories and our language orally. So when we have our classes, we just practice by, saying and repeating. Okay, listen up, listening ears. Onwachanam Weesui. If you have Weesui, raise your hand. Owanwachanam Weesui. Weesui. Is that Weesui? Is this color Weesui, friends?
No, it's green.
No. Let's see,
Green
who
means
has
go.
Weesui? Mason does. Wanigan. Can you put Weesui in the middle, please? Siwampy.
Me.
Siwampy.
Me. Milan has
Okay,
it.
so Milan does. And I think one more person has Siwampy. Who else
Nassau.
does? That's right, Nassau has Siwampy. Where'd it go?
He don't have it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Nassau, either join us. Mason, back to your seat. Nassau, you can participate or you're gonna give it back to me and go have a seat. Oh, tabune, Nassau.
You have, say, a preschool, as they're doing in Shinnecock, where you introduce lots of vocabulary in the Shinnecock language, numbers, and they play games, and they have words for all kinds of objects around the room and around the community, and kids can learn those. Kids can learn dozens or hundreds of words like that. But that's not the same as the ability to form sentences and have a conversation and talk about the things that are on your mind in the language.
Just like, what do we have this morning? We had a banana.
You have to really bring back the culture. You have to call those ancestors. And they can hear us in English, but me, I prefer to say it in our language because that's what they know. They know English later. We knew our language from time immemorial, and we sing that. It's just powerful. I tell the kids, sing it. Sing it and watch how the water responds. Sing it and watch how the birds come. Sing it and watch how people who are Anishinaabe or Algonquin, same people, how they respond to you when they know the language. It's powerful. And that's, I think, my biggest quote is Wame no to che ma che paro shwoto. And the translation is those who carry the paddle bring the oar forth. That's why we have myself and others who are very similar in opinion and ideas are fighting because ain't nobody else gonna fight for us,
Now that we've been able to put more of this idea of culture and language being important, where, for example, having the preschool, bringing the language here to our youth, having those classes regularly, having dancing and singing classes. Now that it's happening in the community, I think the community is now ready and willing to take on this responsibility of relearning these things and helping to teach the next generation.